Mali is a good side when it comes to basketball. They've also won it in 2007. And I'm going against a strong side as Nigeria. It was a run for their money. And I think Nigeria just showed how ready they were to win that title, and it got to them.
Okay, let me leave you to get to it then.
All right, indeed. Good morning and welcome to KAKAKI Sports. Well, my name is Simbishima, as you know, and just so excited this morning because another one is in the bag, talking about the Tigress and the FIBA Afro Basket Women's Championship, winning it for the 5th consecutive time. And as you predict, that will definitely headline our conversation this morning. And I'm not here alone as always. I've been joined by Roland Numufa via Zoom right now, and we'll be getting into the analysis, post-match analysis, and what this victory means for the Tigress and the nation at large. Roland, good morning and welcome to KAKAKI Sports.
Yeah, Brandy Shima, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. So, Roland, quickly, you watched the game yesterday. We all were at the edge of our seats from the beginning. The Nigeria kicked off very slowly, or started slowly. And getting into the game, we started seeing a little bit of fight. At the second quarter, it was all square going into the third quarter. But for you, how would you explain this victory, and what does it mean to you as a basketball fan?
Well, first of all, congratulations to the Tigers. Yesterday, they showed the world the stuff they are made of, or should I say, they showed the world the I can do spirit of Nigeria. Yeah, and we must commend them. And you know, they lost the first quarter, and of course the second quarter they came back roaring. And you look at the likes of Ezine Kalu, Ami Okonkwo. You must give kudos to them. You know, those are talented players. Of course, they showed why they are not in the same category, or they are not the same pedestal with the Malian team. But you must you must not take anything away from the Malian team. You know, we just came out from a grueling encounter against Senegal just the day before, and here we are in the final against a stubborn Malian team. And of course, we were able to win that one. And you must give you must say Coach Rena Wakama has been spectacular, right? And you look at her age, she's relatively young. So who says young coaches cannot achieve greatness? Now, she happens to be the first coach to actually win back-to-back title when it comes to basketball and women's basketball. So it's a big achievement for her and also for the guests.
All right, just talking about the players and, of course, Coach Rena Wakama, you brought that out of my mouth. I mean, they didn't really give her a chance, but now you see she's showing proof that, I mean, I deserve to have this job. But now let's talk about the players. Amy Okonkwo, winning most valuable player of the tournament. Well-deserving against the likes of legendary Ogoke, and also, like you mentioned, Ezine Kalu, who also put in a good display yesterday.
Well, Amy Okonkwo, we saw her performance in the last Olympics. She's now a two-time Olympian, Tokyo Olympics, and also the 2024 Paris Olympic. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Ezine Kalu. I feel she's the face of the team. I know that she's like the best player. She had 3 rebounds yesterday. She had 3 assists. I'm not talking about Ezine Kalu. Then she scored 20 points. And why Ami Okonkwo, who happens to be the MVP, scored 19 points yesterday. Why the game was ongoing, I was saying this is NWA, should I say NWBA standard, because they were playing like you see when you follow the women basketball league in the United States, that's the NWBA. You see how most of those players perform, the likes of Aja Wilson, Angel Reeves, and the rest of them, Kathleen Clark. And you were looking at them and say, this is the standard, or this is the kind of performance that we see whenever we follow the women's basketball league. So for her, I think Amy Okonkwo, she actually deserves it. She has been spectacular throughout this tournament from day one until yesterday. And the coach had so much faith and so much trust in her.
Yeah,
and she shows that she's young, and of course, but she's also vastly experienced. So you must commend our the Tigers yesterday. Somebody says, what a man can do, a woman can do better. This one, I say, men look into this one.
Okay, but for someone like Roland to be saying that, I mean, that hits hard for you to say, but it's good to hear you say it, what a man can do, a woman can do better. And then women have proven to do better.
I'm a huge fan of women's sports. When I see women participate in sports, cause same sports as men do, and you see them winning honors, winning laurels. You have to commend them. When last the Super Eagles even win the AFCON Cup
Okay,
of
let's
Nations?
not
Now,
go. Let's not start that
it looks
war.
like we can't even qualify for the World Cup, and this is what women have been doing for us. So this one, what a man can do, women they do and better. In fact, this one men no fit do and women they do and better. Self.
Okay, so
So
talking about
yeah.
women in sport and women's sports generally, now this Tigers will be coming back to Nigeria today. And then when in terms of talk of reward, do you think what do you think is befitting of them? And in terms of reward, we've been seeing the social media last night till this morning. But for you, as a supporter of women's sports, what do you think is befitting for the Tigers as they arrive Nigeria today to meet the presidency?
Well, $100,000 now. That one is not negotiable. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. You gave it to the Falcons that have 26 players, including coaches. This one they have less numbers, so I think $100,000 is not negotiable. I believe the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his wisdom, is going to, of course, do the needful. So I think $100,000 for the Tigers will actually go a long way. I think it's also part of a way of motivating them. Also, not just the $100,000, of course, also giving them accommodation or houses like you did for their female counterparts in the other sports. So anything worth doing is worth doing well.
Okay.
This is a way I feel we have to honor them. They are our heroes. Even if they win this thing in the next 2 years or 3 years again, you keep on honoring them, because for me, I think Nigerians are going through a lot of stuff. So when you see things like this, or when you see
Your
stuff like this, you see a
comes
lot of
down.
people, and people will be happy and excited. And you see yesterday, most of us were on the edge of our seats while we were following that game, because we were equally scared, right? We trust our guests, but of course you can't take anything away from the opponent. So I think the president will do the needful, and also I must comment Shehu Diko under his leadership. You see what is happening. Super Falcons, now the Tigers. I think kudos to Shehu Diko.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed to see what the presidency will do to the Tigers in terms of reward for clinching the 5th consecutive title of the FIBA Women's Afro Basket Championship. They'll be making a return this afternoon to the capital city, and perhaps we're giving you all the details as it comes right from the airport there to the reception venue. But now let's move away from that now, of course, to football issues. Also, continental football is ongoing at the moment, talking about the CAF African Championship. And Nigeria will kick off their campaign tomorrow against defending champions Senegal. Roland, results are already out for match day 1. We see the likes of Tanzania getting the co-host, getting an emphatic victory there against Burkina Faso. Kenya also win there against DR Congo. And Morocco edging out Angola 2-0. But Nigeria will be up against Senegal tomorrow. Your thoughts on this? Defending champions, let's have that in the back of our mind.
Yeah, of course, Senegalese team, they are defending champions of the Chan Nations Cup. That's the home base teams in Africa. That's the tournament they usually play. You look at that Super Eagles team B, you look at their squad, most of their players, I think the midfield is actually dominated by players applied their trade with Remo Stars.
Yes.
So and before they left the shores of Nigeria, they've been going through series of training. I think in Ogun State, and that's at Remo Star Stadium in Kenya. They are about, and you want to believe they are ready for this encounter. And Coach Eric Chell has his work cut out, because we've not had the best of results when it comes to Chan. I think the last time I can remember, we finished
second place, third and second place. Yes.
Yeah. So, 2014 we finished 4th, and the other year we 3rd, and the other year we finished second. So we are saying losing finally. So I don't know if we can go one step better. But you look at these North African teams, and they are equally good. I think Morocco won their match the other day.
Yes, against Angola.
You've seen Eastern African teams and the likes of Kenya and Tanzania also winning their opening matches. So while Mauritania, they played a goalless draw yesterday. So for the Chan Eagles, they have to come all out. They know what's at stake, and they know that the entire nation, Nigeria, is watching and hoping, supporting them, and believing them that they are definitely going to get something from it. So we'll be rooting for them, and we just hope we'll be able to win matches. We just hope that they'll be able to come up against a tough Senegalese team who are the defending champion, and they boast some quality players in that team. But you can never take anything away from the Super Eagles team B.
All right, it talks about the Super Eagles team B and, of course, Eric Chell. Do you see this as a test for him going into the main AFCON in December? You know, he's never been in it. This will be his first official competition for Nigeria as head coach. Are we also looking at the test for him going into the AFCON?
Well, I'm already getting skeptical about his appointment. I'm sorry to say it might be too early.
Really?
But you look at our qualification, it looks like we might miss out on the World Cup, and that's what I don't want to even hear, because next year World Cup is going to be the biggest World Cup in history. So we can't miss out. Even if he wins the Chan Nations Cup, we're still looking at the big one, like you said. Morocco will host the Nations Cup in December, and of course, then the United States, Canada, and
Mexico
will host the World Cup. So it's his first tournament to coach Nigeria, like a tournament, looking if he's going to win it. It's going to be a tough one for him, because I'm just looking at whenever our teams in recent memory, they've performed at the club level. You've seen how abysmal they've been. You've seen how they've not been at their best. So I'm not really expecting anything much from the Chan Eagle. But of course, if they go ahead to win the Nations Cup, if the Chan Nations Cup, we are all going to celebrate. We are all going to be happy with them. But for Eric Chell, like I said, even when he was appointed, I was very skeptical on Sports Beats, on Sports 5, on Ray Power, on AIT KAKAKI. I was very skeptical about his appointment, because I felt if you can get a coach in Africa, then you can also get a coach in Nigeria. After all, Rena Wakama, she's a Nigerian, so even though she's an assistant coach in one of the NWBA team in the United States of America. So Eric Chell has his work cut out.
Oh, right, indeed. We'll keep our fingers crossed. That game against Nigeria and the defending champion Senegal will be up against 6 p.m. tomorrow, Nigerian time. And we'll see what Eric Chell will put out when it comes to attack, and of course on his way to winning the championship. But now, talking about local talents, let's now look at match day 1 fixtures in the Nigeria Premier League as we count down to the kickoff of the 2025-2026 season. Roland, Abia Warriors against Kano Pillars, Wiki Torres against Plateau United, newly promoted Wiki Torres, of course, and Katsina United against Warri Wolves, also newly promoted. Rangers and Kun Khalifat, Remo Stars and Rivers United. That is the biggest game for match day 1. Kwara United and Ikorodu City, Academy Warriors, Bender Insurance, Shooting Stars and Bayelsa United, Bayelsa United, and Bara FC and Imba, and of course Niger Tornadoes, Nasarawa United. For Rivers, Remo Stars, defending champions, and Rivers United. How do you see this panning out? Perhaps the new boys also.
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting features. Just a few days after the English Premier League kicks off, then of course you now have the Nigerian MPFL. We've always been chasing this calendar, and thank God we're almost at the same power now with them. You look at Remo Stars, solid team. Remo Stars is just how a club should be run in Nigeria, right? So we've always talked about how individuals or government should hand over clubs or anyway to private individuals, to people that knows how to manage football. That is when you see how they get results and all that. For Bayelsa United, you said my Bayelsa United, I'm also expecting a big team for them. Oral has been boosted by the governor, and then you're looking at. And sorry, your state team, they are.
Please, let's not go there. Roland, let's keep this conversation. We're just counting down to the kickoff of the new season.
Barao FC, we are seeing new teams. PFL. Let's see what.
All right. Okay. All right. Quickly, Roland. Now we'll come back to this conversation as, of course, the program progresses. The league is kicking off August 22nd, so a lot of time to discuss and analyze the match day 1 fixtures. Well, thank you so much, Roland, for being on the show this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and also once more, congratulations to the Tigers.
Thank you.
I was proud. You're a woman. I know you support women football.
Right. Thank you so much, Roland.